Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Double Thought Show. Today we'll dive headfirst into the most interesting, exhilarating sports stories of the last couple of weeks. Brace yourselves, guys, because we are about to hit you with an adrenaline rush like no other. First, it's the comeback of the century. Michael Irvin, the Cowboys legend is reinstated to NFL Network for the 2023 season after being wrongfully suspended in our opinion. We'll discuss this and we'll also discuss if the relationship between Irvin and the NFL Network will ever be the same. Will it recover 100%? We'll talk about it next. Following that topic, hold on to your hats as we follow the infamous Drake curse. Yes, guys, Drake lost another bet, this time a whopping $920,000, which he placed on Israel Adesanya, aka Style Bender, in a middleweight championship fight in the UFC, of course. This major loss comes right after a 250K loss in a bet against Jake Paul. The question KR and myself will try to answer is whether Drake is doing these athletes a disservice
Right to
and
jail. Right.
whether he should stop betting because maybe his bets are messing up these athletes psychologically. Third, find out what has got fans spiraling as the NFL announces a game changing 10-year deal partnership with AD that
The zone.
DA DAZN I always call it. What's it called?
The zone is
The
called.
zone. The zone. Well, I guess I can't the read for international streaming. We'll explore the implications of this massive move. And last but certainly not least, we have to talk about Deion Sanders. The legendary athlete turned coach is here to set the record straight. After Colorado's jaw dropping upsets in the first couple of weeks in college football, he's got a message for all the doubters and the haters. Join us as we discuss Sanders' greatness and what he means for the world of sports. Get ready for a heart pounding, pulse racing ride through these electrifying stories. It's time to rev up and dive in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, before we start with the first topic, don't forget to press on that like button. If this is your first time watching, thank you and welcome. Don't forget to comment and share this video with people who you think would be interested in this content. And if you haven't done so already, please hit on that subscribe button down below. It really helps us reach our goals, and the goals are trying to avoid certain hotels and certain people at hotels. We want to be VIP at all times without getting caught up like Michael Irvin. Anyway, guys, let's start.
Let's face it, if they took care of business, I'd be out of business. You know what I mean?
And handling business Michael has been doing. We talked about Michael a couple of weeks ago. He was returning on TV on the FS1 Undisputed. Now, 2 weeks after, 1 week after, I think it's 1 or 2 weeks after he began his new job at Undisputed, he was reinstated, surprisingly to a lot of people, last Sunday.
Yeah.
He was suddenly on TV.
Yeah.
I was
Uh,
watching the show and I tuned in as I usually do. And then suddenly, bam, he was there. I was like, oh, this is very surprising, RJ. I even
Yeah.
sent you a picture.
Yeah, you even sent me a picture and I was shocked as well because as far as I was aware of, they never mended the broken relationship, or at least it wasn't reported. So when I saw the picture, I saw the picture first before your caption, of course, and I thought that it was a picture from Undisputed, because that was a story in itself which we covered, him leaving ESPN to go to Fox. And when I read the caption and I saw the other people in the picture, I was like, is this an old picture? But apparently not. Apparently he found his way back home.
Hey, the lost son is back.
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
before we continue about this topic, we're gonna dive a bit more deeper. But let us know in the comments, do you think that it's the right thing that NFL did by bringing him back after the settlement with Marriott? Let us know in the comments what you think. Should the person who accused him as well of this horrible thing, which we covered this, by the way. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of videos we covered. You can take a look in your own free time. Um, should that person be suspended or let go? Don't forget, it hurt the brand of both Marriott and Michael.
Yeah.
Michael basically, oh, we had a couple of people as well saying they're not gonna go to Marriott until this is solved.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I mean, of course, majority of people don't watch TV or don't watch this. They don't mind this, but it seems like back when it happened, people were very clear about their statement and what they think about what happened. RJ,
Yeah. But we need to remember that there are multiple parties in this story. So you have at one end, so you have Michael, of course, but on the other hand, you have Marriott, as you mentioned, you have the NFL Network, and you have ESPN. And each one of these, let's call them counterparties, had a different role to play in the whole debacle. So Marriott is the one that started the issue, right? Marriott and the employee of Marriott, who alleged that Michael acted in an inappropriate way towards her, while the cameras show nothing of the sorts. Um, then Marriott escalated the matters by calling the NFL Network, thereby suspending Michael Irving, or at least uh,
initially.
giving the NFL Network the motive, the reason to suspend them.
Hmm.
And following that, and the NFL Network is only for the NFL. And remember, guys, this was uh, he got suspended for um, the divisional, the conference championships, as well as the
Oh, it
Super
was
Bowl.
Super Bowl, right?
I thought it was
Super
conference
Bowl week.
championships as well.
No, it was Super Bowl
Oh,
week.
so the
Biggest,
highlight,
the biggest
the
day
highlight,
in NFL.
and
Biggest week.
yeah, yeah. But that's just the NFL. But then ESPN suspended him as well, uh, or at least I don't know if they used the word suspended,
They
but he
did
was
use the
not
word
allowed. But they asked
compensation.
him, nicely, do not come on the show until the matter is solved. Stephen A. Smith, and for those of you who don't know, of course, he was the uh, guest, or at least a guest, one of the uh, uh, people sitting across Stephen A. Smith 2 days per week, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was on Monday and Tuesday, where they would discuss sports, mostly NFL. But he didn't appear on ESPN for nothing. Not NFL, not basketball related topics, golf, chess, signature swimming. I don't know what else, but he wasn't
UFC.
he wasn't present at all on ESPN. So we saw him last on, or at least a couple of weeks back, for the first time on NFL Network.
FS1, you mean?
No, he was on FS1.
Mhm.
So I discussed three levels,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
This is week 3 NFL. So
You're right.
he was he was he we saw him first. So we saw him where it all started, at least where we all was made aware of the situation, or at least massively aware for the Super Bowl weekend. He was back on that platform, which is the NFL Network. Now, I talked about ESPN. ESPN seemingly followed the NFL Network, but Michael isn't on NFL on ESPN anymore. He went to another platform. So that tells me that maybe he they solved the problem with the NFL Network, but he didn't solve it with ESPN, which led him to go to another platform where he was embraced by Skip Bayless with arms wide open, mostly due to desperation. Now the question is, KR, the source of it all, Marriott. How will that end? Because from what I read in the paper in on Fox, which is ironic, and this is an article of September 11th, it seems as though uh, another um, let's say the settlement took place,
Mhm.
but what can we actually expect as it relates to him going back there? Will he go back there? Will there be a campaign like Bud Light tried to do, where they would both come together and do as if nothing has happened to promote the brands of each other? I don't know. But it does feel, even though that I'm happy to see him on this platform, I do feel like we are still owed some answers into all of this, this drama. Because I want to hear, I'm sorry. I know I'm not gonna hear it, but I want to
I don't
hear.
know. What just wanted to say you. I just wanted to say I think you're gonna grow old and not gonna hear anything.
I
Chances are, because they settled, and the to answer or to discuss this further, they settled, and the whatever they settled has not been revealed. So it's a closed out settlement. They're not gonna reveal anything to the public. Um, I guess there was a sorry towards him behind closed doors. The
I
sorry
doubt it.
probably the sorry probably was in a form of monetary sorry. Um, you gotta let me cook, man. You gotta let me cook, man. It was a monetary sorry, not a verbal sorry. And with a monetary sorry, I think he will be far more happy than a not meant verbal sorry, because we all know what happened in the beginning, guys. Before I'm gonna show you guys. We covered this quite extensively. We have a whole playlist about this, and today we're gonna close it with this topic because it's been settled. We have about 50 videos about this
Wow.
topic. We reached 50 the videos, so both the podcast, full podcast, and also clips about this topic. We covered this quite extensively ever since it happened in February 2023. We even asked ourselves, did NFL drop the ball? So NFL Network dropped the ball, and FS1 Undisputed hired a very excited Michael Irvin. Apparently they didn't. They brought him back because, hey man, NFL Sunday without Irvin is very different, and I think
Back.
that probably might had a, a a role in this fast developing settlement
Yeah.
where maybe NFL might have played the intermediary role, making sure that both parties come to table and settle the matter. That's
Yeah.
what I think. I think probably he got the back pay he got, and we're not gonna hear anything else about this because the way he acted, it was like if you look at that at the first Sunday of the month of the NFL week, you look at that broadcast. It seems like nothing happened. It was like as usual.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah. But I think something you said, KR, I think, understand what you're saying. You're saying that the monetary is way more important than the emotional. I think it's that doesn't necessarily need to be true. Of course, you like the money. We don't know if money was so we
Come
cannot
on,
verify for a fact,
come on.
but we
Do
can
you think
assume.
he didn't get money out of this?
Well, we can assume, but I'm saying we don't know for sure. So we need to mention that as well. But it's
Yeah.
almost certain, but we need to mention that as well. Because Marriott had nothing on uh, on Irvin. However, the fact that as a human being, as a man, a jolly person, a person who on that evening took the time, went out with fans to take pictures. He wasn't he didn't approach the lady. The lady approached him. You can see on camera clearly that he did nothing wrong.
Go check our playlist, guys. It's in
Go-
there.
And to be basically crucified like that, not given a fair chance, being blocked from all platforms, from all endeavors. Dude needed to drown his sorrows in sorrows in Brazil because of the pain. I'm telling I'm telling you, no matter how much the money is, that feeling of injustice will not go away. And the law might sound cold, but the law is not about justice. It's not about achieving justice. The law is simply a set of rules and regulations recognized by the state by a state in a jurisdiction to uh, maintain order, to create certainty, legal certainty. So if you do something, then you can get punishment. It's purely or primarily to regulate behaviors, but it's not to achieve justice. If Marriott was truly sincere about the whole issue, he would have it would have apologized immediately. They didn't do that. They knew that they had to drag it out. They knew as well, and you said, yeah, and you said as well, yeah, but what did you say? You said that he was. You said that he was that. Oh yeah, that ESPN or the NFL Network put pressure on Marriott. I think,
Well, not put pressure, intimidate as
and,
intermediate.
yeah, but I think one thing but
Pressure.
I think one thing we need to take into account. Marriott did a smart move as well because Marriott showed that it was willing to litigate until the end, despite knowing its position. Why did it do that? My theory, and this is just a theory, guys, but my theory is that it knew that come NFL season, Michael Irvin would be more inclined to agree with a deal because Michael would have more urgency to start working again and start appearing on these channels again. And if Marriott had come up with a try to solve the problem for since its inception, which was as Kara already said, Super Bowl weekend or shortly after the Super Bowl took place,
This was before.
then
Super Bowl week.
well, Super Bowl week, yeah. No, so I'm saying that if Marriott had tried to
Oh,
solve
you
it
solve it
after,
after.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Yeah,
okay, my
you
bad,
need
my
to
bad.
let me cook, KR. So if
Don't
Marriott
forget
had
Russell Wilson though.
if Marriott if Marriott had tried to solve it back then,
Yeah.
Irvin would have the whole off season to negotiate, and maybe they did. We don't know.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they
Didn't
did,
seem
but
like it. It didn't seem like it at the beginning. How God,
Marriott was moving. Yeah,
the way Marriott was moving, it was wild. So guys, don't you forget. This is what Marion said. I had to let it hit 20 minutes before I go here. Marion said that the woman who implicated Michael in this a quagmire, apparently according to her, Michael said, "How have you ever had a BBC inside of you?"
BBC One, BBC Two.
BBC One, two, three, four, a football team inside of you. That's according to them. You can read it
Yeah,
here. So
yeah.
this is
That's a crazy statement,
a
and
crazy
uh,
statement. That's risk. That's levels of risk in it all.
yeah, and
Trying
KR
to win at any.
at any cost with, and allegedly he said that during a conversation of 90 seconds. Like, and
Wow.
and you made this. What did you say? What did you say? Who asks? Who in their right minds
Yeah, that's
will
what I asked.
will
Well, apparently there are some people out here, Danny Madison,
okay,
that that
that's
I had to drop that one. I put that.
that's
Apparently, there are crazy guys out there, but I
that's
don't think we are talking here about serious people.
yeah,
Black men don't cheat.
yeah.
Black men, serious professional guys. Who is he is the face, guys. Don't forget this. Michael Irving is the face, one of the faces of the NFL. So imagine if one of the faces start acting reckless. That would be crazy. The guy has a standard. He has a way about him. He's one of the leading guys when it comes to NFL on TV. Just imagine him acting crazy like this, c- asking people if they had a black man inside of them. From the start, I knew. I mean, in addition, this what they claimed he said with that video, and also the whole statements of the eyewitnesses. Everyone knew that this was a case that was going nowhere. And I think, RJ, you were probably right. They were dragging this on and hoping that he would settle for pennies on the dollar. Hey man, instead of me giving you, because he sued for 100, maybe he would have gotten 10. They give him 5, and maybe NFL gives him his back pay. Maybe I don't know how much he gets a year. Maybe 2 million. So he got 7 out of it. Be happy. You can start again and make the money as you used to.
Yeah, so I think lawyer fees compensation must have been part of the part of the deal, and an extra, because there is there is the issue of damage, reputational damage that took place. Now, what's interesting is that because the NFL Network took him back, and he found another hole to replace ESPN, which is FS1. He cannot, or he could not, really claim damage of, let's say, loss of or at least it would be more difficult to claim loss of income opportunities,
Future.
because
I mean,
yeah, future opportunities, yeah. And if there were present, so if there were, for example, gigs that he could not attend, for example, Super Bowl weekend and things of that nature, then he could
draft,
ask for it.
NFL
Uh,
draft. You can
NFL
attend.
draft, yeah. So he can, but those are realistic loss of income.
Yeah.
opportunities. But it seems as though by him joining FS1, he mitigated that part of the job. So his ESPN job was replaced, and he's back on the NFL Network. So those two factors limits his opportunity, his chances of claiming a majority of money as well. And it wouldn't surprise me that Marriott, who is uh, an important sponsor of NFL, of the league, sat down with the NFL, or at least
Odell.
the lawyer, yeah, Goodell,
Look at Odell, man.
or the lawyers, and they talked about, okay, and they said the conversation went something like, "We done messed up." Yeah, we done did.
We done really did.
We done did. All right. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna mitigate this problem? And then they came up together with a solution uh, that would help them both. The
Yeah.
one, the
Lo-
one party
Lower.
that, what did you say?
No, I said lower the amount that Marriott has to pay back.
Yeah, it's a win-win. So they both
Win-win, yeah.
it's a yeah. So at least the NFL Network, not the NFL. But I mean, potato,
Well,
potato.
NFL as well. It's potato potato because he's also the face of NFL. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So
Imagine your face of the NFL does reckless things.
yeah. So I think that that they solved it amongst each other, and
Good
but
for
yeah,
him.
I do think that you will still feel that feeling of injustice, and that's not gonna go away soon, anytime
Well,
soon.
whatever happened, he's back at it. He's back at it. He was in week 2 college game. Week 2, he was in Buffalo cheering on Deion. We're gonna talk about Deion later on in this show, but he was cheering on Deion, and he's back at it,
Yeah.
taking pictures with everyone.
What happened to his knee, man?
I
Did
have
he
no idea.
did he
I have
play?
no idea. Did he play? Yeah, he probably was trying to run away from her, but she
Probably.
caught up to him, and then they put some ice on that knee. Playmaker, man, playmaker. Happy to see playmaker back. RJ, anything to add before you say anything? I want to wish him all well. Great, wishing you a good season, Michael. You've been an addition to our show. It was a pleasure covering this topic. We were from the start clearly. We saw that this had nothing to do with whatever was being claimed.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with it. It's we are. I am happy. I think RG as well. Happy to see him back, and that I hope he had a good compensation for the missed time on TV. And it's good to see him smile again, man.
Yeah.
It's good to see him smile again.
Yeah. All I have to say is I'm really happy that he's back. Whatever his I think that they did him wrong. They did him terribly wrong. And I do wonder what the consequences are for the lady who started this all. So her name hasn't been released. Protect all women, but I think that we need to. She needs to be held accountable as well. Now, if there's a settlement, that's probably part of the settlement deal. That everything will remain secret. But let's hope one of these, um, the Instagram models can that want clout, who get this information, will publish this in a book that probably their sugar daddy wrote for them, so that we can find out more about this whole situation. But I am real happy that he's back. Before we proceed with the next topic, guys, thank you for tuning in. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know below. Let us know if you think that. Let us know, first of all, if you're happy that Michael is back. If you are, put Michael in the chat. Tell us what you think of this whole debacle. Was it fair? Was it just? And do you think that the relationship between Marriott and the NFL Network, Irvin and the NFL Network, and Irvin and Marriott will ever be the same? Let us know. and your comment by commenting down below. Remember to like the show as well, this video at least, and share it with your friends, your families, and your enemies. With that being said, KR, I think we can proceed.
Drake Curse. Drake Curse is back. Drake Curse. We've all known, guys.
Did it ever leave?
Did it? Yeah, it left for a while, right?
Well,
Real
alleged.
short. What's the team he's part owner of in Canada?
Is that Toronto? The
Yeah.
Raptors?
Raptors. Yeah. He's part of that team, and they were doing pretty. They won, like, right?
What did they win?
And they won the NBA World Championship.
Yeah, they did at some point. Yeah,
The World Championship. Did they win? Did they really win that?
they didn't. They didn't win the World Championship. They won the NBA championship.
Oh, the NBA. Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't know now. These people out here talking about world champions. I'm not sure, but yeah. So basically, they won. So that's when he lost. Other than that, I think the Drake curse is like 20-1 at this point, and it continues.
Yeah.
We had multiple NFL teams. We had multiple boxers. What's the guy's name? The Englishman, the English boxer. Who basically,
the English boxer,
yeah, the brawling,
the big
dude.
one, Tyson
Joshua,
Fury.
hey, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
No. Drake isn't the type to support Tyson Fury. He's the Anthony Joshua type, and Anthony Joshua got backed by Drake, and then I have to say it. A chubby Mexican knocked him out. Shout out to him, man. He never went back. He never went back to the greatness of that knockout. But that one time, you only have to take it one time, man. That's the Drake curse. It will set you free. Free to lose. Anyway, guys, it came back, apparently, because Drake bet 900 and he didn't bet. He was about to get 920,000 payout if Israel Adesanya Stylebender would win from Sean Strickland. Shockingly, Sean is a dog. I like Sean. Always like Sean. It's very controversial. And to say very is an understatement. The guy said he's a wild dog. He's a wild dog. Well, he put some fear into the knees of Israel. Adesanya, I mean, right? Adesanya.
Yeah.
He say the name. I'm gonna start calling him the Stylebender. I'm not gonna use his first name.
This is a platform that bans, man.
Hey yo, what the heck?
This is a platform that bans, man.
That silence was very bad timed. That was very bad time. Anyway, so hey man, it was a good fight, but Drake took the L. After a month after he took an L by betting on Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Nate never trains. I don't know what was going through his mind by putting 250,000 on Nate Diaz.
Well, yeah. Well, let me put it like this: 250K is nothing for him. So it's not our 250K, right?
Guys, start subscribing so we can also start betting like this.
Yeah. Well, you can bet your part. I'm gonna just invest mine.
Hey, Fandu, what's up?
Yeah. So I think that what's very interesting about this is that we have, or at least that's what I think, because this is of course just a hype story. it seems. But I do think that sometimes uh, stories can become real, and your perception of reality can affect you. So I do think that if you're preparing for a fight and you know that there's a guy who always bets on the losers and he places a bet on you for you to win a fight, it might, I think we shouldn't underestimate the psychological effect that it can have on on an athlete. Now, what was more shocking to me than the result of the fight, Kara, was the quality of the fight, because it didn't seem like Adesanya really put up a fight like like I'm used to seeing him do, because he's an elite fighter.
Yeah.
But I do think that since he lost the fight against his childhood bully, which he did, uh,
Ooh,
for which he
his
did
ex
redeem
girl.
himself. What did you say?
You mean the child,
Yeah,
literally the childhood bully. Oh my God.
his childhood bully, which he came and defeated in a rematch, and then taunted the bully's kid by
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
mimicking how his dad got KO'd. Uh, I think mentally, and perhaps what's going on as well off the outside of the octagon, between his ex and him, as it relates to division of properties. His ex is requesting part of his
It's early.
estate and money, because she helped him to become an elite athlete, because she was the reason why he was working twice a day in the gym. I if
Well, not
you're
in the gym. She probably is claiming after the gym, someone was, let's put it this way, inserting what the person from from Harriet was claiming Michael was doing.
yeah
That's what I think she thinks.
yeah
I added on that part.
yeah so whatever it is, but that's also going on, and I think we shouldn't underestimate that, the mental aspect. What we often hear about fighters is that getting to the top is less stressful than staying at the top, because when you're trying to get to the top, there's nothing to lose there. There's nothing to lose. But once you're number one, everyone is coming for your head. And if you fall off and get back up, you still fell off once, and then the drive to win can become overshadowed by the fear not to lose. And if you're going to fight not to lose instead of fighting to win, it can have consequences on you. So I did it, but I do think that taking all of that into account, KR, I think the last thing that Style Bender needed was Drake placing a bet on him.
Guys, you got to ask yourself, you're probably asking yourself, what is this topic has to do with business? Well, what we're trying to say is just we covered Kramer a while back. Maybe Drake is the betting Kramer. As long as you inverse his bets, you might be getting rich.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's not advice. It's something I see. But I see things. Don't forget, guys, I'm as blind as Stevie Wonder. So make sure you make your own choices and make sure if you bet very carefully. Don't
Yeah.
put your whole family's savings on that bet
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
don't follow Drake's into
Don't match Drake's bet, guys.
match bets. Don't match Drake's, boy. You might be on the streets.
Your all in is Drake's one chip, so don't don't do it.
That's a good one. RJ, do you
Yeah.
have anything to discuss other
No,
than
man. No,
uh,
no, man. Hey, guys, just let us know in the comment section below what you think. Is the Drake curse real? Yes or no? Do you think that it can mess up the that it can mess up
Mental.
athletes mentally, psychologically. Uh, yeah. And what did you think
Yes.
of the fight? If you saw the fight, what do you think of the fight? Was it a good fight? I didn't think so. At least it wasn't Adesaya's best fight that I've seen, and I know he's a top athlete, and it's
Come on,
easier
man.
said than done.
Give Sean some props, man. Sean
I
was
I
putting
think
hammer on you,
it
man.
seemed as though he it's didn't see it wasn't the Adesanya that I know that I'm used to seeing. So that's
Maybe
what I'm
hit
saying.
the wall.
Hey, a win is a win. A win is a win.
Hit the
But
wall.
a win is a win. But yeah,
The wall was
whatever the case may be.
Sean's fist.
When, yeah, but let us know, guys, in the comment section below your thoughts on this matter. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, your families, and of course your enemies. And with that being said, of course, if you haven't done so already, it would be a shame. Subscribe to the channel. This really helps the channel to grow. With that being said, KR, let's proceed to the next topic.
The next topic: NFL's partnership with Dazn, Dazn, Dezn. I don't know. People pronounce it very differently. Before I knew how it was that it was the zone because it's written D E A Z N. I thought it was Dazn. I don't know. I'm not into this. I'm not into this ghetto way of writing stuff. Come on, man. I'm not sure. But at the beginning of this year, in February, roundabout February, NFL announced that they would be partnering up with Dazn, the Zone, for the next 10 years to broadcast everything what is related to Game Pass. Back in July this year, they officially said from this day on, you have a month to sign up. The previous people who were members, you can sign up and you will get the same offer. You will get the same offer for the same money first year. What happened was, and maybe you guys have seen it, there was a very bad response to this transition. When people signed up to the Zone, it didn't have HD quality. And there were videos in, I think probably potato quality, all were potatoes. It was missing old videos. There was a lot of things going wrong. There was no Chromecast. It was a mess, guys. It was a big mess, resulting in a lot of people saying they are not subscribing to this new. In addition, one thing they also did is transfer the payment info of all the users to Dazn, the Zone. I keep saying Dazn still. To the Zone. I don't know if that's legal internationally. I've seen tweets all over the place, people complaining about this, trying to maybe put a team together to sue a class action to the NFL. Not sure if that's has any legs to stand on, but the people were very, very unhappy about the situation. During the preseason, the first 4 games, it was still no change.
So I see no changes.
Still no changes. Tupac came back from from Cuba. Nothing changed. Still the same. Until week 1, Dazn came out with an update. they addressed a lot of stuff, RJ.
Yeah.
They addressed a lot of stuff. This is, I think, what the reason why we cover this, and this is not only because it's sports and business, it shows you that when doing a transition, how important it is to have a plan and present the plan as well to your viewers. If they had only said, guys, hang on, we cannot give you the same thing from day one, because I think they announced that Game Pass would stop, I think, in July, and from August on, it would be the zone. If they had only said, guys, give us a month to work on these four things, it would have been less shocking for all the people who signed up right away and said, this is not what I'm going to pay for. It was very messy. RJ.
Yes. Well, what was the last thing you said?
I said it was very messy.
I
The
heard that part,
transition.
but I mean before that.
So what I was trying to say was basically this transition. One thing you can learn from it, guys. I don't know if you guys are business manager or whatever you guys are doing in your professional lives. One thing you can learn from this is the importance of informing your customers about what you're going to do. Definitely in a time of change. Officially, this is called change management. I've never seen such a messy situation. It was terribly managed by
Yeah.
the zone.
Yeah.
Terribly. I mean, dude, I went on Twitter and I saw they were being hammered back to back to back to back. It was pages of complaining. But it wasn't some places you cannot log into the app. You could do that with Game Pass and all that stuff. Quality was bad. Give me your insight, RJ.
I think that um, in in business, sometimes you want to do, or at least it's it's sometimes happen that you have a company that is specialized in a particular field or a particular area, and the company can provide high quality service in that area. But then what you often see is that the companies will try to look for, and this what we're talking about here is like a classic case, right? They're trying to look for other streams of income, other venues, and you see that they oftentimes they try to, not oftentimes, but usually they try to do it from within. They're trying to create departments from within, or maybe they might look for partnerships, but more, let's say, partnerships where they have the upper hand, where they have way more to gain, and probably from a company that has way more to gain by working with a giant like them, and thereby they know that they can, have deals that benefit them. Because if I know that you need me, I have more leverage when negotiating. But you also get what you pay for. That's one thing. If you look for low quality partners, and if you don't look for low quality partners, but you think I'm gonna try to do this myself, but you don't have that department yet, so you're gonna create it. That you need to realize that, and I think that's what they've stumbled upon. Doesn't matter how big you are or how much money you have, you will stumble upon problems that other companies who are specialized in the area that you want to venture in have encountered and solved maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And there's a curve, right, KR? There's a curve
Mhm.
of patience. As a consumer, I have patience. So let's say a new brand of let's say a notebook comes out, a laptop, and I'm used to working with Apple
Dell,
or Dell.
let's throw it back.
Yeah. Apple or Dell, and there comes a new brand, and I don't know the brand, but it's cheaper. It's more cost efficient, as cheap people say. So I say I'm gonna buy that brand because I can get the same specs for a lower price. You buy that brand, the third brand, you work with it, and it starts popping and locking care.
It's getting some Jamaica in his system.
I see. Okay, so what what we what we yo, it's just dawn on me what to
I'm
say.
trying to say, guys, it's an
But okay,
international. I cannot make this joke on
no,
YouTube.
no, no, no.
Only
So yeah,
he understands what I'm trying
yeah,
to say.
yeah. But so what happens is that you will think to yourself, oh, of course, there you will tell yourself, of course, this new brand has problems because it's not the it's not a Dell or a MacBook. It's a new brand, so you're gonna show some patience. But if the next version is still iffy, if it's still trash, then you might switch. And I think that's what happened in this case. I think that's the situation in this case, that the NFL was realizing that maybe a partnership with a brand that is known for being um, ahead of the curve, revolutionary, might be the best way to proceed. It could be as well that the NFL has enough data and saw that there is enough people who is willing to 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 consume, so it's worth it to invest more and to seek for a better partnership as well,
Yeah, one that pays more.
one
But
that
the
pays
first, the
more.
first is they if they're paying for the partnership, they are paying. They're getting a markup
Yeah.
on the amount of people that signs up. At the end of the day, guys, I used to be a Game Pass holder. When they transitioned to the zone, I saw those messages. Me knowing about change management, I was hoping they would fix it in time. Because to be honest, I wasn't expecting them to fix it in August in the first 4 weeks, the first preseason games. So I was like, I'm gonna write this out.
Wait this out. Yeah,
I'm
wait
gonna
this
wait
out
this
to
out to
see.
see how this develops.
Yeah.
And they came through. It's not totally there yet, but they are getting there. So I hope they continue developing. So, guys, I sacrificed myself for you. And here I'm announcing that Dazn is now in HD. It has Chromecast. It has, I think, four types of rewatching possibilities. So you can rewatch it four or five different ways.
Mhm, mhm.
And as well, it's working okay. So the quality is okay, high quality. So I have nothing to complain. One thing, like I said, one thing that you can learn about this is the sharing of information. This is, I mean, they might have lost a couple of subs for no reason, just by not informing the customer about the
Yeah.
situation or what is up ahead. If they just have said, guys, by the end of the month, or maybe that's calculated, they said maybe if we keep our mouth shut, maybe no one will.
Yeah. It
Hmm.
can be. Yeah. It can also be that the budget is. It can also be that the budget. I mean, I mean, it can also be that the marketing team wasn't that strong.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
because it's like a quote unquote in development, or for whatever reason, the marketing aspect did not, or that is the marketing communication department did not have, wasn't on top of the, or at least they didn't have the budget to really stay on top of things.
Yeah.
But communication with customers is very important, and it's easier said than done. That I can tell you for sure. It's easier said than done. and you also need people who know what they're doing, instead of people who
That
can
is
form
important.
liability to your brand. Case in point,
And
Steve
you,
Harvey,
huh?
Steve Harvey's former
Also, the NBA guy. Do you remember
what
that story?
what was the
The
story?
NBA, there was like the Steve Harvey guy that was also tweeting the wrong tweets. There was an NBA social media manager who posted what they were making and when they would start receiving benefits on the NBA page. They removed it after I think 3 or 4 minutes, but people took picture. So that's also a risk. You're right. You're right about that. And the end of the day, what do I know, right? I'm in charge balling in my mama's basement. What do I know about corporate?
Yeah.
Armchair quarterbacking. RJ, do we have anything else to discuss about this topic?
No, I just think this is a very good move, strong move, for the NFL, and seems like a long-term partnership. Talking about 10 years.
Years. Jesus
So
Christ.
10 years is a long-term partnership, and yeah, I think
By the end
that
of
it
this,
can only grow from here.
I'm curious how much I will be paying by the end of those 10 years. Maybe 500 a year
Yeah, that's
for a season. God bless us all. Let's see what happens, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think.
yeah.
What we will be paying to watch NFL in 10 years.
Yes, guys, let us know. Let us know. And with that being said, before we proceed to the last topic, which is the Deion Sanders story of how he is dominating. 2 games in, but he dominated, well, 3 games, but he's dominating the games at least. And s- before we talk about that and what he means for sports and college football in particular, remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share this video with your friends, your family, and your enemies. Comment. Let us know what you think of what KR just mentioned, or at least the topic we just discussed, which is the collaboration between the NFL and the Zone. And of course, like the video. A thumbs up wouldn't help you, but it would help. Well, a thumbs up wouldn't hurt you, but it will help us. Let's hope the editor edits that out. Probably won't. Let's go to the let's let's go.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Let's
Hey,
go to
let's close this out, man. Let's close this out, man. Hey, Dion, prime time. Coach Prime. Optimus Prime. The real deal. The man is making grounds in Colorado. We've covered him before. Guys, we've covered him. Go watch our videos. We've been talking about Prime for a while. What he was doing, the moves he was making, and how Jackson State made a mistake by mismanaging a great coach and a visionary.
yeah.
People were bashing us, saying we don't know nothing about HBCUs. Well, maybe we don't. Yes, we don't. What we do understand is business. we don't know. We don't know about mismanagement. I know about doing good business. Hey, man, guys, what we see now is the
People
DR
are so emotional, man. Sorry to
emotion,
all
man.
these people, all these emotional people who go and like it's like you say I think Jackson State didn't handle this correctly. And we're talking about the business aspect, and then someone will come and say we don't understand HBCUs. But it's like, and sometimes they even go further, Kara, and accuse us of being haters and all those type of things. But hey,
Raccoons. Or something that rhymes with
we
raccoons.
also saw the raccoons comment. Yeah, yeah. But
Hey, man.
whatever it is, I mean, hey, if that's what you think, then I mean, that's what
Good
you think.
luck, dude, because luck you will need in life if you don't see what we see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
have been we have been batting 800 out of 10 bats at bats. We are hitting the ball 8 times, putting it back in play.
Yeah.
We're not striking out. We haven't struck out yet.
Yeah.
At least
Well,
not ugly, not standing
yeah.
waiting for the ball to pass.
Yeah.
We swing big.
Yeah.
We go for the fences. But hey man, they were bashing us back then. And look at Dion now. We said back then that they made a great mistake by letting him go, by mismanaging the whole situation. The guy was bringing in partners. He was renovating the facilities, bringing in the money, bringing in the attention.
Putting his own money down to pay coaches, to pay the other coaches, because he was of the opinion that they deserved more. The school said we don't have the budget, so he was taking money out of his own pocket.
How do you let a person go who has skin in the game? The guy had skin in the game. He wasn't leeching off of Jackson State. He was trying to help them. The guy graduated from HBCU, RJ. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He graduated from H, so the guy has the heart in the right place. He was trying to push the culture forward, and then and here we are. Let's bring it back to now. Colorado, 2 games, 2 upsets. People were bashing him again. Now it's the other way around. The media. The media was saying they have dude, they were saying they had the worst team, worst roster. I think it was clickbait. People were saying it was that to do with the skin color. Possibly, I don't know. What I do know is people like to press on negative news. And that's the corporations know that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There were people saying that it's the RJ. If you look objectively, they had like the top 30 rosters with the transfers and the new people coming from high school. People were saying they were one of the worst teams. It's impossible. So that lets you know already it's a troll job.
Yeah.
You had even one of the broadcasters go online and say, "You're better than this." At one of the broadcasts, he said one guy called in. He said
I
the guy
remember.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's a well-known broadcaster though, the one who called out the team. He said
What did you say? What did you say?
the broadcaster.
He is.
He's well-known. Yeah, he's known.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's known. He's known. He called in. He said the guy who said what you guys are talking about, he knows better. He knows better. Most people know better, but they're trying to troll, and they know that's called race baiting.
Yeah.
Let's say what it is.
No.
People will try to.
Speaking of which, wait, I need to drink some water for this one.
Dun, 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 dun.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism also had something to say.
Oh, he had also something to say. Tell me, what did he have to say?
Oh, that Dion was selling out because he had to stay true to the brothers that weren't true to him.
To him,
He
yeah.
had to remain true to them. So it's what you said. It's like picking. They're race baiters. They're waiting for opportunities to just start talking about this, and it doesn't matter if you rationalize. It's just like your family members, Kiara. If you have family members and they might be your close family, right? Your mom, your father, your siblings.
Mm.
Can also be your kids. And they are and you love them, and of course you try to make it work. But for a relationship to be healthy, you need the input of both people. So a relationship between two people, whether it's a romantic relationship, familiar
Both parties.
relationship, two people.
Two to tango.
And if one person has good intentions and tries to do his best, and the other person couldn't care less and is stubborn, it's not the responsibility of the one that can rationalize to maintain the relationship at all costs. There comes a time where you have to say, I love you, but I cannot stay. Or just, I cannot stay. Because maybe the love is gone. So,
Or you can say
but
something else as well. But don't say it, guys. Close it. Close it with some dignity.
yeah. So I think that we need to, I think, I mean, he's a human being. And Dion was always sincere. He always said that if he got a job opportunity from another school, that he would entertain it. So it's
Yeah,
not like it came as a surprise. He didn't say, I'm here forever. He did say that. He
that's
said,
true.
he said it. In fact, he said, I would be stupid not to entertain it.
That doesn't mean he was going to leave.
No. And I
That's what.
think that if, and I think that if Jackson State had treated him better and showed more appreciation, then he would have stayed because I do believe that his heart was.
Is. It was.
Yeah, well, at that point, I don't know now because now he's in a different school. And I mean, if you move on, you move on. But
Oh
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
point,
yeah.
when he had to make the choice, I believe his heart was more in Jackson State and HBC, well, not HBCU, but Jackson State specifically. As an HBCU, maybe that played a role, maybe it didn't, but he was invested. And I think that if they treated him better, he would have stayed. But and that only goes to show how badly he was treated by the school. And to go and call someone like that, I mean, claim that he betrayed the cause and all those things,
What
it
cause,
just
man?
shows it just so shows ignorance.
Talking about cause, Prince of Pan Africanism was supporting that brigade girl. Guys, go watch our Thursday show. We're gonna be talking about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna be because there are some things out there. Well, again, I said we're batting 800. We're batting 800. Anyway, so hey man, all I'll say is this: I'm expecting great things from this team. Um, they already surpassed expectations. I mean, the expectation was so low. They won like I think last year Colorado won maybe one game, and they are two up. So um, year is successful. Now they can keep losing, but they won't, guys. They won't, but they will make it happen. That's what Dion does. And if you watch, and guys, go watch the clip. His son is doing the social media from his point of view as well. If you watch week 1, week 1, the speech he gave these guys, I was watching it from my behind my PC screen, my screen right here. I was watching it and I was ready to run through the wall. Well, my walls are thin, so before I know it, I'm in the basement, so you know what's neck behind that wall. But
Skeletons.
it was a very inspiring speech. So it doesn't surprise me these guys are willing to put everything on the line to win games for a great coach like Prime. He knows how to motivate you.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows how to, his style filters those who aren't committed to the cause. So I think that it's they interviewed. I saw, who did he talk to? I saw it a couple of days ago. An interview, um, or at least a reporter asked Sanders' current offensive. I think it was the offensive coordinator
Mm.
who previously uh, worked in Alabama with Saban.
Saban. Mm.
What did how alike and different are they? And he said Saban and Sanders are 98% alike. That's why they get good results. But the media focuses on the 2%
Which
difference,
one? What
right?
is the 2%? The one can dance better than the other?
So that's the difference between the two. That I'm not
This is
gonna
this,
speculate, KR.
no,
So
this is the way they would do it, right? This is the way this is mainstream tries to frame BS narratives.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The 2%, he's part of the culture.
yeah,
Saban isn't. Stuff
yeah,
like this.
yeah.
Both
Or
are great
or
coaches.
or or which one is only 98% human? You know, it's like
Oh man. Anyway,
if
guys,
they want to, they will. But yeah, so real happy about the results that Coach Prime is or has been
putting on the boards.
achieving in the last in the first couple of weeks of college football. He is superseding expectations of many doubters, and he basically did that from the first game on when they basically came out and punched a ranked team in the mouth.
They don't know what happened to them.
They're still trying to figure out what happened to them.
We're trying to figure out
And after that, winning the second game,
where is shitty defense? Where is
yeah,
shitty defense?
with a defense that was like hugging people. It was they
Crazy.
were tackling next to the people, man.
We knew that they were still hugging people.
They were
Les,
tackling the shadows and they still won. And you could clearly see a big difference in the defense the second game. So
they are
yeah,
improving. So
I
that's also
think
a good thing.
yeah, they're definitely making a statement. So very happy for Coach Prime. Really looking forward to what he will achieve in the next for this season actually.
Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Will Coach Prime reach the finals this year? Will it be after this only downwards, a downward spiral? Will Shador become a Heisman Trophy winner? Will Turner, the wide receiver, half human, half wide receiver, half cornerback? Okay, there's a lot of halves, but you know what I'm trying to say.
That's like three halves. I think that's
Yeah,
what
he's not human. That's what I'm trying to say, in a
uh,
way. Let us know. Is he also going for the Heisman? What you guys think? Let us know in the comments, man. I hope Deion keeps this upward trajectory with the team, and I will keep following. We will keep following. If we see certain things, we will keep reporting. Let us know what you want us to talk about the next time when it comes to Deion. RJ.
yes, guys. With that being said, we want to thank you for tuning in. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, families, and your enemies. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like the video, and of course, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Double Dot Show. It's been a pleasure to serve you once more, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time,
Peace.
peace.
Prime time.